Reggae Just Extra with Ras Dennis.
Rita Marley has had immense success as a reggae artist, both with her group The I-Threes and as a solo artist. The I-Threes was comprised of herself, Judy Mowatt and Marcia Griffiths, and was formed in the early 70s. The trio provided backup vocals for Bob Marley and his band on stage and during tours, and was regarded as one of the most influential female groups in the history of Jamaican music. It might interest you to know that despite all the success stories, everything wasn't that crisp and curry like Jamaican would say. There were numerous issues which even resulted in Rita Marley refusing to sing on the Exodus album and Judy Mowatt joining her in solidarity. My name is Ras Dennis, and you are welcome back to another video by Reggae Just Extra.
You are now watching Reggae Just Extra's Rita Marley and the I-Threes edition.
Before we dive deep into the story, kindly subscribe to this channel, like, share, and most importantly hit the notification bell to be the first to watch our next video. The I-Threes became an official part of Bob Marley's organization in 1974. Their inclusion came in the wake of the breakup of the Wailers, a vocal group comprising Bob Marley, Peter Tosh, and Bunny Wailer. Tosh and Wailer had quit the group, feeling that they were being sidelined while Bob was being groomed for rock stardom at their expense. So, Bob recruited his wife, Rita, who had been singing with the Wailers for the best part of a decade, along with Judy Mowatt and Marcia Griffiths, to form the I-Threes. Their role was to sweeten and emphasize the message in the songs. From the start, they gave Marley's music a totally different tone, such as Talkin' Blues, from Nat T. Dread, the first album Bob made alongside the I-Threes. Rita Marley, formerly Rita Anderson, had been making records since 1964, starting her career at Studio One, the record company where Bob and the Wailers had first made a name for themselves. She sung duets with Bunny Wailer as Bunny and Rita, duet with Peter Tosh, and sang lead in a group, the Soulettes, which recorded extensively in the mid-60s and sang on records by Jamaican soul vocalist Tony Gregory and saucy ska singles by Lee Perry. As a solo artist, Rita came close to having a UK hit in 1966 with a cool ska take of the Changin' Times, and she cut a fine version of Nancy Ames' Friends and Lovers Forever. By 1968, she was part of the Wailers' venture with U.S. chart act Johnny Nash and JAD Records, and cut a rocksteady version of Bob Marley's Bend Down Low under the credit of Bob, Rita, and Peter. Like her husband whom she married in 1966, she was produced by the same person, Lee Scratch Perry, in the early 70s, offering a version of the Beatles' Let It Be, along with the funky Bring It Up and This World. And there had been numerous other releases between 1965 and the formation of the I-Threes. On the other hand, Marcia Griffiths' career path was similar, except that different Bob wrote songs for her, and she had enjoyed more global fame than Rita before joining the I-Threes. Marcia was a rather more forceful solo voice. In the mid-60s she issued a handful of singles for Studio One, including the ballad Funny, but really found her feet in 1967 with a Bob Andy song, Melody Life, and hit again in Jamaica with Feel Like Jumping the following year. Both tunes still play in reggae dances today as if they are contemporary records. In the kind of strange coincidence reggae throws up, Rita Marley's Come To Me was released in the UK on the Coxon label, credited to Marcia.
This is the place to be for your reggae gist, facts, and culture.
An artistic partnership with Bob Andy, as Bob and Marcia, delivered global fame for Marcia in 1970 with an entrancing orchestrated version of Young, Gifted, and Black, and, in another coincidence, their follow-up hit was an interpretation of Pied Piper. She also cut versions of Band of Gold and Put a Little Love in Your Heart, which are fondly remembered by reggae fans. At the time she joined the I-Threes, Marcia was enjoying a reggae hit with Sweet Bitter Love and about to embark on a fruitful association with the producer Sonia Pottinger, which yielded Dreamland. The lead voice of the Gaylettes, Judy Mowatt, found local fame when that group cut a couple of Jamaican hits for the Marathon label during the Rocksteady era. I Like Your World and Silent River Runs Deep were excellent records, with Moat's cool but soulful, clearly youthful voice fronting them well. She too found herself singing backup to some Lee Perry rudeness, which she later admitted she found deeply embarrassing, but further singles in 1970 and 1971 were more her style, a version of Dusty Springfield's Son of a Preacher Man, and the gutsy Roots song The Gardener, credited to Julian on a Jamaican single and something of a cult item among collectors. The singles Rescue Me and Emergency Call kept her in the reggae public's eye in 1973, as did a cut of Bob Marley's Mellow Mood, released on his Tough Gong imprint. So, all three singers had strong connections with Marley before joining the I3s, but joining the Marley enterprise conferred certain advantages. When it came to international success for a Jamaican artist, his was almost the only show in town in 1974. Reggae remained a club phenomenon outside of Jamaica, but it was clear that Marley, with Island Records' considerable promotional muscle and a rising reputation with the rock audience, was about to play huge shows worldwide. Even if you had a massive hit in Jamaica, you were not guaranteed to earn a penny in royalties. Marley's tours, however, offered a steady, decent income, something almost unheard of in 70s reggae. Plus, the I3s were not anonymous backing talents. The first two singles they worked on with Bob, Belly Full and Naughty Dread, were credited to the I3s as much as the Wailers, and Bob didn't expect any of them to abandon their solo work. Marsha's burgeoning Roots success with producer Sonia Pottinger continued. Moat cut an album for Tough Gong, Mellow Mood, with one track picked up for international release by EMI. As a group they appeared on record with Bob Marley, Peter Tosh, Big Youth, Bob Andy, and more. While the tracks Turn Your Lights Down Low, from the Exodus album, She's Gone and Misty Morning from the Kaya album, had reportedly been written and sang about and for Cindy Breakspear, the Canadian-Jamaican who became Miss World in November 19, 1976, with whom Bob Marley fell in love. Rita Marley, who generally turned a blind eye to her husband's dalliances, turned rebellious at the recording of Waiting in Vain when she found out it was again written about Miss Breakspear, the mother of Damian Marley, and had to be begged by Bob Marley before she could participate. According to Roger Steffens, the Marcia Griffiths triple-tracked the backup vocals for the Exodus album because Rita refused to take part, and Judy Moat joined her in solidarity. Thanks for watching, and do remember to subscribe, give it a like and post a positive comment in the comment section below, and I'll see you again very soon for another video.
Many thanks for watching Reggae Gist Extra with Ras Dennis.